Hello, viewers. It's probably only Tony that's watching this, but in case you're not Tony, hello. My name is Camilla, and I'm here to just give the response to the reflection tweet that we had for this week. It was talking about our experience with the Holocaust Museum and how it impacts our morality and how it can help or deter. So the first question was reflect on what we discussed with Rebecca and Kristen from the Holocaust Memorial Museum. Detail what moments stuck out most to you and provide details for why they resonated with you. I think the thing that impacted me the most was definitely the videos. You read about things in books and you read and you see things, but to get a multimedia version of kind of what went on was important for me, since I am such like a tactile person in that I need both audio, visual, and a hands-on activity, which is exactly what the symposium did last week. Also, the videos were very impactful because it's crazy that you had people that you thought were your friends, people that you thought would look out for you and would help you through whatever issue you had, and they were the ones that were shaming you, the ones that were ridiculing you when you did something that was seen as outside of the law. Even though morally it's correct, it wasn't correct ethically at that time. Um, Furthermore, you could just see the discomfort of the people being shamed, or of the woman as she talked about her experiences, the discomfort and like that internal turmoil. You could see it through the screen, and that was also very impactful for me, since I do like to try to read people's emotions and how their body language is corresponding with the rest of their with what they're saying and such like that. The second question was consider the Some Were Neighbors videos and the student activism in the 1930s. Based on what you watched and discussed, what are the key things that you will consider moving forward with respect to moral decision making? I think the biggest thing is finding out when a group is stuck in groupthink, and like why people feel the need to conform in a given moment. So with groupthink, that's like the worst thing, because I think that that's exactly what happened during the Holocaust. It was slowly, little by little, people were getting caught in the same idea, and they were thinking that thinking the same way. Granted, it was also the law, but thinking similarly is what led to the demise of the people, because they weren't having their own independent thought. And if they were, they didn't feel comfortable enough to share, because then at that point they would also be subject to different laws and regulations, depending on kind of what their transgression was, per se. I don't think that's the right word, but we're going to go with it. Also, it's important to kind of try to understand why people feel the need to conform. I think at that point it was so much easier to not go against the tide and to not try to rock the boat, when again you could face persecution yourself. And when you have a leader, you're supposed to look up to them, and they're supposed to be someone that upholds different values and such. But I think it's also important to call people out when something that they're doing doesn't mesh well. But at the same time, it's really hard to balance, because, like, as I've mentioned 100 times in my mindfulness class, it's something we talked about was the ability to like accept the moment as it is and not try to change it. And so maybe that's what the people of Germany were stuck in, and that they were just like, whoa, this is crazy. It probably won't go on. But then it kept going, and more actions were happening. So I'm not sure. I wasn't born at that time. Definitely of a different mindset, different frame of reference, especially since technically I would be persecuted during the Holocaust. But groupthink is by far one of the worst things that could happen to a group of people, because it doesn't bring in any new ideas, doesn't bring in any diversity, any and not just diversity of like complexion, but diversity of thought, of experiences, and mindsets on and viewpoints on different topics. So maybe had someone spoken up a long time ago and tried to like oppose Hitler, maybe the Holocaust wouldn't have been as bad, or it wouldn't have happened. But who knows? I think now it's just up to us to kind of make sure it doesn't happen again, which is a perfect segue for the next question, which reads, detail how the overall experience provides you with a foundation for enhanced moral practice and how it will help you in preparing to address complex problems in the future. For me, knowledge is power. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to be able to give a good and accurate response for the different things that you have going on. And being able to teach others and being able to show them not exactly how you do things, but why you think the way you do, that can help with making more moral and ethical choices in the future. And it also gives us the opportunity to kind of observe our surroundings and notice when things aren't right. And so when we notice that things are not going well, or that it's like you feel kind of like a weird vibe, then you can address it and do something about it. I know a lot of people were very disheartened by the election of Donald Trump, and post-inauguration also felt very some people felt afraid. I will say that. Some people felt afraid. Some people were just appalled that it happened. Some people were incredibly happy. But for the people that were not on Donald Trump's side, they were the ones that organized marches. They were the ones that went out and tried to rally the community and provide a space for people who felt disenfranchised or were afraid, gave them a space to talk about what they were going through and have shared experiences potentially with people in their communities as well. So definitely, now that you have more information, now that I have more information about the Holocaust Museum and how it got started, and kind of, what the students did about it, it's also a testament to the power of words and the power of knowing people and being able to disseminate your message quickly to try to rally support for different things. And protesting has been an amazing tool for creating social change. It's slow, I will say that. It's slow, but it's definitely very helpful, and it's by far one of the best movements besides like an all-out war. If you look back to the Civil War, if you look back to the Civil Rights Movement, that was basically a giant protest. Women's suffrage, that was also a giant protest, and like I said, it takes time, but it does affect change. Maybe not exactly in the way that you want, but there comes a time where you have to decide that you're in it for the long haul. And even if it gets hard, and even if it gets tough, use the passion of the people around you to keep you motivated and keep you going. Sorry if I was a little long-winded, but I like what I did. I did it all in one take, so we're going to keep it. Thanks for hearing me, Tony, and whoever else is watching.